Hi everyone and welcome to my monthly newsletter. Big apologies for the late delivery of the newsletter. It's just been a really hectic time, and I think I can say for everyone that we're just not quite sure what is happening to time because of just this continual bombardment of change that we're having to adapt to as we're running along, trying to keep up with our lives. And I think that for the first time in a long time, I feel that we're all being constantly impacted by these global events, and we can't escape from them because we're having to readjust to another sense of normality and another sense of new normality, and it's just this constant change. So apologies for all of that. What I have found, which is really interesting because it is reflected both on that macro level, the global level, as well as on the micro level, our own personal level, is that February and still coming into March on my own personal level, that the energy has been about pushbacks and boundaries, that we've had to really find our own inner strength and define our boundaries and say, no, this isn't right, this is enough. You can't do that. This is not how it's done. Reinstating our personal boundaries. And that's been really interesting for me because normally I would let people off with things, or I'd think, well, okay, this time. But I have to say, this time round, no, it's just, this is the boundary. You've pushed too far, so you need to push back again. And it's almost like having to clear people out of my space so that I can have this buffer, this safety zone, if you will, so that I can think and I can hear my own inner voice and I can make up my own decisions and I can hear my thoughts coming in. Because when people are in your face and they're really intense, then your energy is so confused, discombobulated by all of their intensity that you then succumb to whatever is happening around you. And we can definitely see that playing out in the global sense, where we have these really strong personalities telling us exactly what we should be doing and how we should be living, and this is how it's going to be done. And we're having to actually go, no, this is how it should be done. So February into March, we're definitely having this transformational aspect. The globe is going through a transformational aspect. So we're having to transform in our own selves, in our own lives, to keep up with the changes, but also to instigate what feels best for us. What's really interesting with my clients that I've been dealing with, many of you have woken up to possibly things that have been on the back burner that we haven't been paying that much attention to, and then suddenly it's right here, it's right in our face. And how am I going to deal with it? I don't have a strategy. I don't know if I've got the emotional resilience or the mental resilience to deal with what's going on. So people are feeling just that little bit overwhelmed by things. And then whatever's been in the background is they're having to face it. They're facing it right now. And it's finding a strategy around that. So we're having to really think on our feet. It's a really interesting time. And I would say to everyone who is out there and is quite fearful at this point in time, because the future isn't guaranteed anymore and the path isn't as seamless or smooth. So we need to set our own boundaries. We need to reaffirm what is true for us. We need to still have hope in our heart that good will prevail. Let's say light over dark, good, bad, sinners, angels, sinners, whatever, the sort of the pole opposites. You want to utilize whatever feels good for you. That we don't go down the funnel of fear, because we can't do anything when we're in a place of fear. And believe me, I have been in a place of fear for a lot of my life. And it didn't do me any good, barring wearing me down, exhausting me, having an impact on my health, and nothing changing. Nothing changing, because fear doesn't change anything. It paralyzes us, and it makes us stop living. It makes us stop making decisions. It makes us stop going out there and just participating in life. And we can't let what is happening external to us polarize and paralyze us. We have to galvanize ourselves and find that inner depth and that inner strength of we need to just keep going. We need to keep pushing forward. Whether it's that British stiff upper lip thing, I'm not quite sure. Who can forget the Carry On movie, Carry On Up the Khyber, where they're all sitting, Sid James and Kenneth Williams, etc., and the plaster is falling on their heads while the bombs are falling, and they're having their lunch at the dining table. Who can forget that? So we need to be really aware of our personal capacity for change, our personal capacity for resilience and emotional resilience, and be good and kind to yourself. If you have a moment where you do feel really challenged and you feel it's getting on top of you, then give yourself a little breathing space to just take a moment to just be good to yourself. For myself at the moment, as some of you will know, Buddhism is my thing, and so the mind is really is part of Buddhism. It's about how to face the mind, how to challenge the mind, how to really note or think about what it is that you're thinking and how you're thinking. And the mantra that I'm listening to at the moment is the Green Tara, which is, she is the goddess of peace and harmony and healing and prosperity. And so in the morning, when something's on the news and it bombards you, not that I tend to watch news in the morning, but I try not to hear it either, then I've just had this hour-long mantra, Om Tara, Tu Tara, So Hum, just playing in the background repeatedly, Om Tara, Tu Tara, So Hum. And it really brings me back to my heart space, and it brings me back to me. And it just gives me a space where I can think really clearly. And I think that's where we are right now. We need to have that focus on how am I going to think clearly. So the year of the snake has definitely come in. The snake is showing itself. We need to chop the head off the snake, is my favourite saying. And that could be your own personal demons. Is it fear? Is it anxiety? Is it a sense of claustrophobia, panic, whatever it is? You need to chop the head off of those emotional barriers to a joyful and successful life, but just one day at a time, and by taking a breath and pushing back. Keep pushing back and keeping your boundaries clean and clear. Because it's such a turbulent time, some of you will know that my artwork is a thing that is precious to me. It's my mind space on a Saturday morning. In fact, one of my art pieces is just in shot there. And so I started a rose painting class, and the rose has morphed from a peach rose into what is now a silver violet flame rose. So I'm going to do a special meditation, which I will post on the community page of the Opus Soul. So there's whoever's on the Opus Soul community page, you guys will get this meditation first, and then we'll get the feedback. The silver violet flame is the best tool that we have in clearing our anxieties. We breathe the silver violet flame in. I am the silver violet flame, and it will just invoke the energy of Lord Metatron, Archangel Zadkiel, the two of those amazing spiritual teachers, releasing, relieving, and elevating our energy up to what is a higher vibration, away from that down low energy, which can really dog us at times when we're feeling insecure about life. So I'm really sort of excited about offering this gift to everyone. I'll get some feedback first, and then I'll put it out into the greater public. My Reiki classes are still there, and I've been working away with an amazing team. We're not rebranding, but we're revitalising the Opus Soul Community website and hoping to create more of a community where I'll be more accessible with live events that you can attend, and we can have these wonderful dialogues and discussions, because the once a month on a Sunday, with 140 people sort of joining in, asking questions, giving feedback, having that meditation, it really enthralls me. I get really excited by that. So stick with the programme. I know we're almost out of March, but don't give up, and don't feel that we're being failed in any way. I think the globe is changing its face. I think we just need to see what that's going to look like in 5 or 6 months, which probably sounds a long, long time away, but it won't be. And I think looking at yourself, who are you going to be in that 5 or 6 months, by restating and reaffirming your boundaries and who you are. So until the next time, be really kind to yourself. And yes, join me if you can for the live meditation on the 31st of March, in which the 30th of March actually, which we're going to have the carnelian crystal meditation. If you can't join me then just join me here in our Good Vibrations podcast. Until the next time, bye for now.